Hello friends, wishing you all a very happy 72 Republic Day. You guys all celebrated yesterday and so did I. I'm back with the third episode of Go With The Flow, a very humble initiative to inspire all of you and bring forth the real stories of real people with their journeys of life that are real to the core. This is not a platform where we can see the celebrities, but actually the common man and women like you and like me who are trying to make a difference in their own world, in their own space, in their own way. So here today we have a very beautiful lady inside out who made it to Femina MRS Stylista 2020, and this is Mrinalini Baruah. Welcome, Mrs. Mrinalini. We are not only we don't not only share the same date of birth, which is 5th of May. We are the bulls at peace right here. But actually, we also share a mutual respect for each other and a very lovely friendship. Thank you for that. And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much.
So welcome once again, darling.
Thank you.
And I have to say this. You look stunning as always. Tell me about it.
I'm a little nostalgic today. This sari was gifted by my father to my mother 22 years ago, and it's from the Orissa state of Orissa rather, Orissa handloom. And I thought that why would I not wear something which is close to my heart and would also work as a blessing on me on such an important day.
Oh, you look so pretty. I can't, the way she walked in and when she walked in, I just had to look her from top to bottom. Lovely, Mrinalini. Thank you so much.
Very modest, Major. Thank you.
You are actually from the very beautiful part of India, the east of India, Assam, Guwahati to be precise. And I've also spent half of my life there as a in my childhood because Dad was posted there, and then I got the opportunity to serve in Sikkim, in Gangtok, a paradise on earth. I must say that.
It is very beautiful.
So you in your brief told me that we are a result of our conditioning. Who is Mrinalini?
Mrinalini is another person, a girl, a woman who still believes in fairy tales. I do still read my fairy tale book every night. I try to get better every day, each day, in terms of relationships, in whether it is a professional life or personal life. And we are a result of our conditioning. Goes back when I was a child. This has been induced in me by my parents because they always taught me to be stronger in life, focused, honest, and yet be humble and modest. So this is what I'm in a nutshell. Common woman, a homemaker, yet trying to do something for herself in terms of career. And I feel I'm complete in my small little way. I am complete as a woman.
Excellent. You moved to Bangalore from the east, Mrinalini, and I think that was about 10 years back.
Yes,
a decade.
Yes.
All right. And you're a working woman. I shouldn't say a working woman, but actually she is a businesswoman as well. Excellent. Entrepreneur. Wow. How long have you been here, Mrinalini? I don't think I've never,
No, we
seen
haven't
your
really
family.
spoken. Yes,
Yeah.
spoken because we've always bumped into each other at some event, we've done just hello, hi. I moved into Bangalore in 2004 when Bangalore was still the garden city to me. Nice mornings and beautiful evenings, little bit of rains here and there. I moved to Bangalore because of work, and then six years ahead of that, in 2010, I got married into a very loving and beautiful family, and I've been married for 8 years. And I'm a pet parent to 3 very beautiful dogs.
Yeah,
who are my
told
daughters.
Me you're an animal lover.
Yes, an ardent animal lover.
You're a mother to them.
I'm a mother to them. That's why I call myself a pet parent.
Why do you feel so strongly about pets?
I feel very strongly about pets because they're voiceless and they cannot communicate. That's how people perceive. When it comes to animals, you cannot communicate. They say you cannot communicate, but I feel that they can communicate more than humans because humans have had the privilege to communicate and to express, and this is a luxury that has been bestowed upon us, but we take it for granted.
True.
But when these animals are in the picture, they don't communicate. But when you see me with my daughters, I actually talk to them, speak to them, and they reciprocate, they respond, they do. And I have done this with a lot of my friends who walk in and I'm like, Madonna, come, that's my little Cocker Spaniel. Mia, that's my German Shepherd. Mishti is a streetie, of course. And I feel that I strongly feel and believe for animals at large. And
you're a part of some canine group as well.
I'm a part of many groups, not directly. I do a voluntary service, and we have a lot of teams working on the rescue of animals, rehabilitation, then on atrocities that have been, done to them. And it's a small team, but we're trying to spread awareness amongst people, trying to educate them, to look at them a little differently, and each day is a struggle, each day is a learning experience for
I have a golden retriever, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm telling you, Buddy, he's a sweetheart. He's 2 years old, and I cannot begin to express, the way he puts his head. Oh, don't ask. I mean, when I go home, I think he's the only one who receives you so well.
And he would do that without fail, 365 days.
Yes.
Right?
Undoubtedly.
Without fail.
There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, we humans throw tantrums almost every second day for reason best known to that person. But animals, dogs will never do that.
I believe they bring out the best in you.
They do, and they have days when I've been at my low, like the lowest. Madonna would walk up to me and she would know that Mama is very, very low. Mama is not at her best. And I would be absolutely fine like this.
Wow. So when you were 4 years old, Mrinalini, and I remember you said your mother was going through this magazine called Femina.
Yes.
And how did it impact you as an individual in your upbringing? What did it, the influence that it had?
Femina changed everything for me. I won the Femina Mrs. Stylista 2020.
I will be coming to that. Yes.
I mentioned that now because it goes back to when I was 4 years old. I remember my mother. I mean, when you're a child at that age, what do parents do? They don't give you a magazine which is an adult magazine, right? Where there is about everything, about real life, about actresses, about fashion. Because when you're 4 years old, you don't understand what fashion is all about. But that is called conditioning. That's what my parents did, inside here. They said that you should know. You don't understand, it's okay. Just sit with it and just go through it. Because the subconscious mind is very strong. Maybe the present mind, you will forget things, but the subconscious mind will always make you remember things, right? Consciously, unconsciously.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to participate in the Femina Miss India, but then I was always educationally very, very strong and inclined. So I thought, okay, I'll do it now, tomorrow, day after. It never happened. So when Femina Mrs. India, of course, came into the picture, I'm like, no, this is the time when I should give it back to my ma in some form.
Oh, true.
And this was like a tribute.
Yeah.
Saying thank you.
You've been a very, very shy, soft-spoken person.
I still am.
You still are. You still are. And
very
then
private.
Yeah, very, very private,
Very
in
private,
fact. And,
yes.
then we see her in this diva avatar, bagging, the Femina Mrs. Stylista 2020 first runner-up, along with the other 3 subcategories as well, ladies and gentlemen. Not just one, but 3 more. How was that experience? What are these 3 subcategories, first of all? But how was that journey? How was that experience of yours?
This 3 subcategories were Mrs. Ethereal Femina Stylista, Mrs. Flawless Skin.
That you are, undoubtedly.
Thank you. And Mrs. Knowledge.
You just mentioned about your education. I mean, I would have probably given you more than that as well. How many were there in total? The categories?
The categories, I guess there were 11.
Wow.
Because we were 11 of us. And each one of us won something. And I won 3 subcategories.
Excellent.
And the first runner-up.
Yeah.
The journey, the Femina journey, brilliant.
Yeah.
It was an eye-opener and it made me more matured and look at life differently. Though my parents had always, at every stage of life would teach me something different. Like at the age of 4, read the magazine. At the age of 10, go take a walk alone.
Make you independent.
Yes, very independent. Just go to the park, take a walk alone, and come back. And I would if someone troubles me, then my daddy would say, okay, I wouldn't refer him as daddy, Baba. My Baba would say, you know what to do, right? True. You're supposed to run back home and let us know. And describe the experience, because when you describe experiences, you're learning. Every moment you're learning. True. Right? And experiences and learnings makes us who we are today. I think that is very important in life. So Femina, the journey to Femina was I think destined, because I believe in destiny. I went for the auditions, and I got through the auditions, and the finale was just round the corner. And it so happened that I felt sick and I backed out.
Oh, okay.
And 1 week before the finale, the official sponsor fell sick and the finale got cancelled.
Lucky you.
Yes, lucky me. I thank my stars and my well-wishers, of course, because there were a lot of people when I backed out. They called me and they said, you cannot do this. Yeah. I said, I'm sick. They're like, do something about it. This has been your dream. Yeah. Right? And my mother was excited, most importantly.
From childhood.
Yes. And she was like the most excited. She's like, I started off with Femina and an interior magazine, and my daughter is reliving the dream, right? True. But then in Jan, they announced that we're going to have the finale on the 31st, and I remember jumping all over the house with my little ones. I'm like, Mama is going for the pageant, Mama is going for the pageant. And there I was taking the flight, and I remember Shreyas, he went to drop me. That's my husband.
I've never seen him, ladies and gentlemen, and today I had the opportunity of seeing this beautiful, lovely, handsome guy.
Handsome.
He is.
We'll come to that.
Shreyas, I hope you're watching this.
So yes, I remember him dropping me to the airport, and I looked at him and I'm like, Shreyas, will I make it? He's like, just go and do what you always do. Make other people go crazy. I am shy, but when I'm around my friends and around my people, I'm a crazy nut. I drive people up the wall. That's what I've been doing with my husband for 8 years. And then I arrived very early in the morning. I was the first contestant to reach the hotel. And then there was this amazing contestant called Shona Rajput. Oh. Shona, I hope you're listening. She's my soulmate, and we bonded like fire. Yeah? Yes! And Shona is like, you win, I win. We are going to have blast this
Shona, time. I need to meet you.
She will be here in Bengaluru in April.
Oh, yes.
We're going to have
we
a
need
blast.
To catch. Oh, we're going to have a blast.
We have to. Yes, coming back to Femina, I would like to mention one name. Please. Very, very close to my heart. That's our choreographer, Lovell Prabhu sir. So you changed my life. Yeah? Yes. I won partially because of the support of my family, my friends, and my extended family, and a lot of acquaintances who must have, wished me to win. But this is one man, I knew him on the day I arrived. He introduced himself to us saying that, okay, this is going to be, the next 5 days is going to be your days, your time. Live every moment, learn, practice, and give your best. On the finale day, there was a tragedy in my life. A very close friend passed away. And me being me, who's very emotional as a person, I go running up to sir and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm telling this on live. I think very few people know about it, that I'm emotionally very weak. I may look very strong, but I'm not. And I give up very easily at times. I take very stupid decisions. So I took this stupid decision of backing out. I'm like, sir, I can't do it. I don't have the courage, because she's gone and she was coming here all the way to cheer me up. Oh boy. And the brilliant part about this man, he didn't bother. He's like, okay, remember one thing, she was coming here for you to win. So what do you have to do? What is your responsibility? Your responsibility is to win. No matter how, what you want to do and what you don't want to do is up to you, but you have to win. and he just turned around and walked away.
To live her dream.
Yes, in a nutshell, to live her dream.
And
And that changed my, my perception, my mindset immediately. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
I
much.
hope,
Lovell Prabhu.
Lovell Prabhu, sir, thank you for doing this, because we have this wonderful lady, all because of you. So thank you very much. And she does tell me that you were the one who was doing the entire choreography, mentoring, making them understand the questions, training them through and through. So I must say hats off to you, because there are so many aspirants, there's so many women. There's so many wives today, Mrinalini,
Yes.
who must be watching you.
Absolutely.
Because this is, I'm actually hungry for more. So I want to know this about this transformation, your journey through this phase. You have people watching you right now, and they would want to know that what should they do to rediscover themselves.
As a woman, independent, like we address women of today, the 21st century, we are independent women. We talk about feminism. We talk about empowerment. We talk about equality. But I don't talk about these aspects.
Okay.
For me, it's about how you look at yourself, how you perceive your life, because each one of us live different lives.
Yes.
You're living an entirely different life.
Correct.
I'm living an entirely different life.
Correct.
And it is not wrong on my part if I don't support feminism. It is not wrong on my part if I don't support women empowerment. What is important is I do justice to relationships who means to me. A relationship could be with you as a friend. A relationship could be with my mother-in-law, with my mother, with my neighbor auntie, with my help.
True.
Who comes home and who does everything for me, and I cannot imagine my life without her. So I feel if we do justice to that, everything else, all these big words fall into place.
I agree.
It does. For me, it does, and that's how I've perceived my life. And
I think you lived it in the right sense.
I have always been a believer of equality. I've always been a believer of not just equality. I believe in myself. I think that is very important. And that has kept me going in life, and that has helped me to face all my fears. I have fears. I have a lot of fears. I have fears every day, waking up and going to sleep. But then when I wake up in the morning, the only thing that I tell myself is it's a new day. It's a new start. And what are you going to do? You're going to leave behind the past and look ahead. I think that has kept me going so far.
Excellent. I mean, I think that's a beautiful way of looking at life, Mrinalini. Just look ahead. Don't look at your past.
Absolutely.
Do what makes you feel happy.
Absolutely.
I think that's the trick of rediscovering yourself. Just
The
enjoy
mantra.
and live. I mean,
Yes.
I just enjoy and live every moment. Whether it's dancing on the roads or whether it's. I just do what I like. I don't bother.
And I love you
booting.
for that. I think there are so many of us who love her for that, right?
No, not really.
No, I mean, in some
everybody has to
way
bounce
we
back.
want to be like you.
No,
Full of
Mrinalini.
life.
Okay, this is about you. Now coming to you, with this lovely, I wouldn't say a crown, because Femina MRS STYLISTA was not about the crown, as the lady tells us. Is that right, Mrinalini?
It wasn't about.
So what
that.
was it all about?
It was about style. It's about how you conduct yourself. It's how you project yourself on a daily basis, and also when you walk into a party, or when you walk out of home and attend a meeting. So it's about your self-confidence, about how you look at life.
So if someone has to apply for this Femina MRS STYLISTA, what would you ask them to do? Where to go? What to do?
If they want to apply for Femina, get in touch with Femina. And I would only advise them a very simple mantra that I follow. Be yourself. I think that is very important.
Yeah.
I've never copied anybody.
Yeah.
I admire Rani Gayatri Devi the most after my mother. I really
Elegance.
admire her. I admire her
Epitome of
beauty.
elegance.
Yes, her elegance. And she was always herself.
Yeah.
Always. She never bothered that she was a princess, one of the most beautiful Indian princess, right? She never bothered that she was a Maharani.
Mm-hmm.
She lived life on her own terms and conditions. And I guess every man and woman admired her for who she was.
So one of my questions actually, and I could be a little contradictory and a little controversial here. So don't mind my asking. I mean, I leave it to you for choosing whether to answer or not. So you have so many pageants happening all around. इधर भी है, उधर भी है, यहाँ भी बन जाओ, वहाँ भी बन जाओ, कोई misses, कोई miss. I mean, is it misleading? Because femina is femina, no comparison to that.
Absolutely.
But how do you tell every lady out there, or probably for that matter, even Mr. भी होते हैं बहुत सारे crowds. How do you tell these young girls, boys, or Misters and Misses कि क्या करना है और क्या नहीं करना है सिर्फ एक क्राउन के चक्कर में अगर आप जाओगे? I mean, would you want to just throw a little light so that coming from the Mrs. Stylista runner-up,
I've been very fortunate, to be honest. I've been very fortunate that I got associated with a brand like Femina. Ethically, they're very strong. They're very professional, and the jury was extremely professional when it came to, finding the right person for the right name. Taking into account the other pageants, I wouldn't like to say much because I'm not aware of it. This is my first pageant, my first step into the fashion world. Though I love fashion and I love to go to parties, I love to dance, and I love to wear nice clothes and show off
we know, yes.
And show off my heels at times, my dancing shoes. But coming back to the pageant industry, my experience has been very fulfilling and very, very satisfying. Because I've been very lucky to be associated with a brand.
That's
like
the brand in itself, right?
Absolutely.
There should be certain guidelines. Because
I feel that you should do a little bit of research before going ahead or jumping into any pageant or going ahead with you shouldn't get carried away. I feel.
Okay.
I think that is very important.
Okay. With this, let me just now call it a crown. With this crown on your head, right? What would we see you as going forward? I know that the pandemic hit at that time when you won. So, what
Badly.
are your... badly, actually. As she won the Stylista award...
A month later. Yes,
there was a lockdown. So,
absolutely.
How do we see you now? How do we see you taking this forward? What are your plans? How has it changed you? I say this, what I do see around of you, many walk with a lot of pride, with utmost humility, and she's one of them. She's completely grounded. But some I know, they actually put it on their heads, hold it high, and it's like it's very indifferent.
Very simple. Like my husband, I would quote in Shreyas's words, I don't know how to receive. After I won Femina first runner-up, I came back home with the trophy and the 3 subcategory award certificates. I didn't have a smile on my face. I have excessive OCD. I was worried about the house being dirty and dusty. So he went to receive me and he's like, babe, smile. I'm like, wait यार, घर तो बहुत गंदा होगा, right? बच्चा लोग इधर उधर उठ के खराब कर दिया होगा. He's like, babe, you've won. I'm like, I know. He's like, just show that you've won. Yes, so this is me, a little weird and eccentric when it comes to a few things in life. Pandemic has taught me a lesson. Yes, of course, after winning Femina, I expected advertising agencies queuing up and brands calling, but that's not reality. Reality is something else. Yeah, maybe because it's pandemic, that's why.
Maybe.
Yes, on Instagram, hundreds of photographers wanted to collaborate with me. Yes. But then brands didn't, to be very honest, brands didn't really approach me. Maybe it could be because of the pandemic
But what happens?
Or it could be because I did not project myself well, right? Like Shreya says, learn how to receive, learn how to, express. It's very important when you win something, right? Or you've done something in life that you're proud of. Aren't you proud of? He kept asking me. I said, yes, I'm proud of. But then I remember my cousins walking in and Shreyas is like, she's one, and I would go running to the next room to hide my face. I'm like, why is he talking about the crimes of the pageant so much? Why doesn't he keep his mouth shut and concentrate on his alcohol? I was so uncomfortable. And
I think that is you as a person.
That is me.
I mean,
And I don't...
it's like one chapter of your life. And
yes,
this is something
Major.
that...
And I don't want to change the core me. I really don't want to. This is how I am, and I'm
Grounded.
enjoying life.
Yeah.
I think...
No, but we love you as the Femina MRS Stylista as well, because I think the only fact that you won and you remained humble was something that really touched my heart, because I've not seen very many. I've seen a lot of women flashing it around. You know, उनका DP भी वही रहता है, उनका नाम भी वही आता है. I think you have to move on in a sense that सर पे ताज रखो लेकिन पैर धरती पर ही रखो. So but you've tried to keep that, and that is one of the sweetest part of you, of being Mrinalini Baruah, and honestly thank you very much for staying the way you are.
Thank you.
Is this true that many award or pageants, they are paid events?
I am really not aware of that part.
Okay.
I'm seriously not aware of that
So
part.
you didn't experience
I
it?
haven't. I
okay.
haven't.
And I'm sure that out there people would like to kind of hear the bitter truths. You know, did you face any challenges?
No. My contestants, they're my buddies now. My co-contestants. We were 11 of us, and we're best of friends. Last year, in fact, we decided to do a Goa trip, and the pandemic hit upon us, and we had to cancel. Now my soulmate, who was a co-contestant and a fabulous model.
Yeah, two names I remember.
Looker.
One is Shona Rajput,
Yes, Shona.
and of course Prabhu sir.
Yes, yes.
So these two names.
So she was like rock solid throughout the contest, and she kept saying that, babe, you're good, because she's brilliant. She's just brilliant. And everyone around me was very supportive, and they tried to bring out the best in me during those 5 days. They kept encouraging me, knowing that at that point of time, I still don't know how to walk the ramp. And I was uncomfortable on stage to face so many people, and Karthik Aryan was the judge. Shreyas, are you listening? My heartbeat stopped. Okay, I'm like, oh my God. How am I going to even stand? Will he remember my face? Will he remember my number? that was running in my mind more than winning the pageant.
Why didn't we see in those pictures? We just saw Chitrangda out there. Oh my God, she's
because
stunning.
She's stunning, and I look up to her with a lot of respect, because
do you want to talk a little about Chitrangda?
I guess women, yes, she gave me the award, and she really liked me, apparently. From flying sources.
and how was that, and why was that?
I guess two powerful women, when they are on board, they relate mentally. They understand the vibe. I think that's what happened. Okay, this is not the modest me talking. This is so yes, I was very happy, because when I won the first runner-up, Chitrangda was the one who presented me the award, and I'm elated that I received it from her. So coming back to your question, I've had a very fantastic journey with Femina, and I will remember it for years to come.
Excellent. What was your high point in life, barring this beautiful pageant?
High point. There's only one. At the age of 18, I had to go through a very, very tragic incident. And today, at the age of 41, I feel proud of the fact that I handled the atrocities and the traitors in my life at that point of time all by myself, without letting my closed ones, my parents and my brother, I have a sibling, a younger one, without letting them know. And what Mrinalini has experienced over a period of time is, if one can, even I can.
Sorry, due to the paucity of the client's privacy, we will not discuss this any further. But ladies and gentlemen, you have this strong lady. In fact, I take a bow, Mrinalini, and She's a very, very, very powerful woman, and extremely proud of how she has really driven her life. And today she is the most beautiful lady that I've ever met. Thank you very much, and God really, really bless you. I want to know, do you read, cook, sing, and dance like any other woman? How do you de-stress, yourself? What keeps that glow, that positivity on your lovely face?
Glow is makeup.
No! I've seen you without makeup.
I read my fairy tales. To be more precise, I read my fairy tale book every day. I still believe in fairy tale. I do. And life is a fairy tale. I cook for my family, and I love to feed people. I'm from Assam. We are a land of hospitality. We are all about food, good food, lots of alcohol and music. And I come from an extremely social background where I have seen my parents all the time, round the clock, feeding people. They're like, you have to enter and eat.
Yeah, I don't deny that. Excellent hospitality.
Yes, excellent hospitality, Northeast, and amazing food and very good looking women.
Yeah, listen, I don't deny that also.
Yes. All my male friends would tell me, oh my God, Northeastern women.
I always ask my husband. I ask him if there are any small adhars moving around. I'm sorry, I didn't want to take it there that side. Give us your beauty tips, because all of us want to know this, honestly. Your daily beauty regime, your fitness mantra, I wouldn't like to share her age, but she's crossed her 40s, ladies and gentlemen. And
I just mentioned.
Yeah, you did? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so, she is the perfect figure, the skin glows. Please share your beauty tips, your fitness mantra.
Goes back to my ma. She would always stress on hygiene, personal hygiene. In the night, wear fresh clothes, wash your face, oil your hair. She would believe in home remedies. She's not someone who would send me to a parlor and say, look pretty, just for the time being. For her, the internal beauty is important. The external beauty is very important, because my mother is the epitome of womanhood. She's beautiful, she's ladylike. I'm not even 10% of her. I would always say this.
Every child says that.
Yeah, I am seriously not. Yes, I'm seriously not.
Auntie, this goes up for you.
She's very soft. There were days I remember when my Baba and I would actually go up to and ask her, Ma, are you angry? And she's like, yes, I'm angry. We wouldn't know, because we wouldn't know whether she's angry or she's happy, because that would just not reflect on her face. Yes, coming back to fitness mantra, oh my God, I eat a lot. I love my beer. My UB Export, I just love that beer. Yes, I drink my UB Export once in a week or something like that. I don't believe in starving myself. I don't.
She just finished off
yes,
one chocolava.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, I love my sweets. I'm blessed with a good metabolism, I would say. And plus, we Northeastern people, I think we are genetically very petite.
Yes,
I think it's because
and you're
of
very
that.
hardworking. You live in mountains.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think
I'm very lazy. I would never go for a walk. I would
remember we are the bulls.
Yes.
But look at this bull and look at this bull.
So yeah, fitness.
No,
I don't follow any
fit
fitness mantra as such. I have never been to a gym in my life. I love to eat. I love to hog. Given a choice and a chance, I would love to wake up late in the morning, which I'm not supposed to do, because my mother said, no, you're supposed to wake up early in the morning. So yeah, I don't follow any fitness regime. I just go with the flow. If I want to eat tandoori chicken today, I will eat. If I want to eat just dal tomorrow, dal and rice, I would.
But I think you kind of measure it properly and nicely. Oh my God.
Close friends know I don't. I just hog.
Guys, she's just blessed. She's just blessed genetically.
Yeah, I guess, I will thank God for that. My mother, most importantly, because she's very slim.
Okay.
Yeah, she's nice and slim. So I think
so
I've
are you.
taken after her.
Your fashion statement, your style statement.
Again, I go with the flow. it depends on my mood. There are days I remember walking into a nightclub in a pair of salwar kameez with a bindi.
Huh?
I've done that. I've
Hey,
done
that's
crazy
cool,
things.
no?
A nightclub just doesn't mean you wear, Western outfit. If my mood is like that, style statement, I wish I could be like Maharani Gayatri Devi. I wish I could. In fact, I was thinking the other day that 2021, I would buy only chiffon saris and I would work on my waistline a little bit, and then I would only wear chiffon saris. Nightclubs I'll wear, markets I'll wear, wherever I go I'll wear that only.
So what is this hullabaloo about the entire fashion thing, अगर आपने छोटे कपड़े पहन लिए तो आप फैशनेबल हैं, अगर आपने सलवार कुर्ता पहन लिया तो आपको बहन जी बोल दिया जाता है. What आपका इस पे क्या टेक है?
I guess that's a mindset, Major. That's entirely a mindset. A very small category of people would talk like that. I guess you wouldn't talk like that. I wouldn't, right? In fact, if I see a woman in a pair of salwar kameez or a sari, I would admire her walking into Tau Terrace. I'm taking Tau Terrace name because I'm a regular there. Walking into Tau Terrace, where each one of us is like, ये थोड़ा छोटा होना चाहिए, ये थोड़ा tight होना चाहिए, high heels होना चाहिए, right? इतना सारा makeup होना चाहिए, then only we'll fit into the crowd, and everybody would be checking us out, and she would walk in with her hair loose and she's comfortable, she's confident. I think that's the best part.
I think those are the words. Whatever you are comfortable with.
Yes.
And
we should just stress on that.
Just जो आप confidence के साथ carry करके ले जाएं. So ladies watching out there, I think it's all about your confidence and your comfort, and आप अपने आप को एक लंबी बड़ी सी wide सी smile के साथ लेके जाएं. I think you look the best. That should be your fashion statement.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's okay to wear makeup as well. You need to look
I'm
good.
wearing a lot of makeup.
Not at all. She's lying.
No,
I can't
I
see.
am.
Come on.
I am.
No, really. No, we all celebrated this Republic Day yesterday. The entire nation has been going through a lot. Me, you, everybody out there. Pandemic hai. There have been tensions at our borders. There have been face-offs recently as well.
Absolutely.
Protest of farmers. Sad that it went a little wrong way. As a responsible citizen, how have you been able to contribute during the pandemic? What are your thoughts? How we need to handle such crisis across? How would you want the world to be? What or when a beauty queen talks, it really, really impacts listeners like us. So tell me about it.
My take. Okay.
Yeah.
2020, as the pandemic hit, there was chaos everywhere in the world. My first thought was, what would the street dogs do? The restaurants are closed. That's how I process my thinking.
I understand.
Yeah. Because when it comes to humans, my heart goes out to everybody out there. We at least can express, right? But they cannot. So my priority at that point of time as a responsible citizen would be to actively participate and make sure that every nook and corner of Bangalore as a city first, because
we live here.
My bandwidth, was within Bangalore. I couldn't go beyond that. Make sure that at least the dogs don't go hungry and care is taken, when it comes to them. As a responsible citizen, I follow the protocols of the government.
Excellent.
Wear a mask. Maintain social distancing. As a family, we didn't step out of home unless it was very, very, required. Buying groceries and buying medicines. Other than that, we just gave up on our personal life, on everything for a year almost. We didn't travel anywhere. We didn't meet people. We didn't invite people home. And I feel it is very important to follow first, then to lead. Because when you follow, you learn. When you follow, you fall. Then you stand up. Then you learn again. Then you fall again. Then you stand up. And then when you're confident enough to be a leader, then lead. Because when you don't follow and you lead, you will stumble and fall. And when you're a leader, there are thousands of people behind you. They will also fall with you. And how do you manage that crisis?
Beautiful thing to say, Mrinalini. I don't think I've ever got that concept from anyone else but you, because कि पहले गिरना सीख लो, उठना सीख लो, फिर गिरो, फिर उठो, और उसके बाद आगे से लीड करो.
इसमें कोई शर्म नहीं है.
Excellent what you've told me. Thank you so much for this, because that perspective is really very nice. Along with being a working woman, you're also a part of Wicci, Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Please tell us, how do you wish to contribute towards this humble effort that has been started by the global chairperson and the founder, the beautiful Miss Harbeen Arora. I really like her, yaar. मतलब
she looks like a rose petal.
Don't tell me, really. I mean, you know, ना ही वो सुंदर भी है, मतलब she's so pretty, but उनके शायद हर एक एक्शन में एक humbleness है. And each time the only word that comes back is keep your focus. तो ये चीज़ तो मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है.
I admire.
No, I really like her. In fact, जो उनके अपडेट्स भी पढ़ते हैं रोज वो जब डालते हैं, it's something that gives you some inspiration.
And you take home so much.
Yeah.
Every time you go through her.
Yeah, in fact,
updates.
ALL भी उनका है, Women Economic Forum भी उनका है, Bio Ayurveda भी उनका है,
yes.
She Economy भी उनका है, and
yes.
this lovely thing called Wicci.
Yes.
And I think it started with a very humble intent, and you know, all of a sudden we all got engaged into it. You are also a part of it, and she's a part of the Fashion Council as well.
Yes.
Of course, no doubt. Obviously, she's a fashionista, so part of the Fashion Council. How do you wish to contribute, and how would you want to take it forward?
I am privileged to be a part of this council. It's an honor, absolute honor. I manage the content writing part, and I feel when you want to express to the world, none better than language.
Yeah,
right?
True.
When you want to communicate. And in my own small little way, with my writing, I'm trying to create a difference. Because when it comes to the Fashion Council, we are not looking at people who are fashionistas here. We are looking at everyday women. Women from all walks of life. Women who are homemakers but had an amazing childhood, education, marriage, children, but then they feel lost at some point of time. And this forum is trying to dedicate themselves to women like these who may feel lost at some point of time and bring out the best. Our present baby, I would call baby because baby project to be more precise, is on acid victims, which is very close to my heart. We are going to tie up, in fact we have tied up with an NGO called Ati Jeevan, run by Chitrangda Singh. I feel like today morning I was talking to Shreyas that, you know Shreyas, I would always see them on TV and I would always read about them, but when you come in contact with the real world and you go through their stories, when you hear them talk, that's the time when you actually call it exposure.
I agree with you. Yesterday I was with at Suchitra ma'am's healing garden, and Shobna, thank you very much. Shobna Dhiman was there from Dhiman Social Welfare Trust, and she'd done a beautiful event with the specially abled people. एक के साथ बैठ के जो कहानी सुनी, खैर मैं तो वैसे ही बड़ी इमोशनल हूँ, as she said, since we both are from the same category, तो छू गई यार.
I know,
बहुत
touches
छू
your
गई.
heart.
You know. Thank you, Mrinalini. Thank you for being here and sharing your life with us and talking about certain beautiful things that I think all of us wanted to know about you. And I'm not still going to leave you, but I surely want to have your final words of inspiration for my viewers out there.
So I don't live in the past. I don't live in the present. I live in the future. I believe life is splendid, life is beautiful. Life indeed is beautiful, even after going through a lot of atrocities at a very tender age. When I would counsel myself saying that, you know, life is beautiful, it was very difficult for me to look at life and say it is beautiful. So what I would do is walk around the streets and go to people who would be less fortunate than me and come in contact with them and then realize that I am blessed. I am super blessed. I mean, look at them and look at me. I don't have to cry about anything. All that I need to do is pull up my socks and tell myself that Mrinalini, come on, chalo bhago.
Correct.
And I also follow another mantra, live and let live. Yeah. I think वो बहुत important
बहुत जरूरी है.
बहुत जरूरी है in today's world.
And खुश रहो.
हाँ, खुश रहो.
है ना? खुश रहो.
हंसो.
Enjoy
गाओ.
करो.
Even if you don't know how to sing, it's okay. Sing.
Be the bathroom singer.
Right.
I doubt such a lovely voice can
No, I'm
not
very
sing.
bad. I'm very bad. I'm good in dancing, but I'm very bad in singing.
Thank you, Mrinalini. Thank you very much for watching us. I'm going to be coming back with a very beautiful woman next week. So keep watching us, and thank you for liking Go With The Flow, because very humble intent by a very good lady. So thank you very much, and Jai Hind to everybody out there. Namaste.